A little more than 6 years ago, I got the opportunity to explore the Handsell House in Dorchester County. This is what it looked like then, and a lot has happened since then. And a lot of plans are in the works to continue the important mission of this piece of the past.
Yeah, we're learning more about that mission today. We'd like to welcome to Delmarva Life the Vice President of the Nanticoke Historic Preservation Alliance, Midge Ingersoll. Hi, Midge.
Hi, how are you?
Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. Thanks for having us.
So we'll get to Chicone Village Day in just a second, but first, for those who have never had the pleasure of going to Handsell House in Vienna, can you tell us a little bit more about the history?
Well, we're pretty much the new kid on the block for historic sites in the Delmarva area. We were established in 2006 to save what looked like just an abandoned brick house covered with ivy on Indiantown Road in Dorchester County. A ragtag group of locals and come-heres both got together, and we all threw $100 in the pot and started with $600 in 2006. And to date, we've spent $320,000 on the restoration and improving the, we have 2 acres that are right of way to the creek as a mini park, basically a little historic park, family-friendly, dog-friendly. We've come a long way. We're very proud of what we've done there.
So why? I mean, why is it so important to you to preserve this piece of property?
Well, it's important because, first of all, the site was a prehistoric Native American village called the Chicone Village. It's in all the early Maryland archive records. It's fully documented. And it later became an Indian reservation set aside by the Maryland colonies. So that was very important. When the reservation was dissolved, you know, we had the English encroachment of English settlement, and that's where the house and the story of the house came from. The plantation, which included as many as 91 slaves in 1776. So then we have the African American story. So that's where we came up with the theme of 3 cultures, which we felt is really something we could do that's different.
You brought us a little piece of that history right here from one of those cultures. Can you talk a little bit about what you brought with us?
These are artifacts. These are actually found in South Jersey, but they're very similar to what is discovered here in Delmarva. These are Algonquin-based or Lenape artifacts, and there's a lot of different ones on here, various sizes, shapes, and purposes. But what we do at Chicone Village Day is emphasize the life skills of the prehistoric people. A lot of the groups in Delmarva have powwows, and that's a modern day Native culture, and they're fabulous, they're wonderful, and we're trying to do something just a little different. So teach about how the early people lived here on Delmarva.
And this also, the Chicone Village Days also helps you carry on your mission at the Handsell House?
Exactly. We have built a longhouse work shelter and a Native American garden. That's only the beginning of how we hope to expand in the future. We tell the story of the African Americans in the basement of Handsell. We have dedicated a large boulder as an African American memorial stone in honor of all the enslaved people who live there and work there and have no graves. We have no idea where they're buried. So we have dedicated memorial. We did that last fall. So yeah, we're just doing everything we can to bring the attention to the history and culture of the African Americans, Native Americans, and the early settlers, and how we merged to create this unique American experience that we all live today.
And this is the 8th year for the event.
Yes.
What do you love most about it?
Well, people. You know, I'm just a people person. I love history, but when you can get, especially groups of all 3 cultures that come together, and we celebrate all the different aspects of that came together to create our American life. So I would say just the relationships that we've built.
All right, so it's Saturday, April 30th. Yes. What time?
10 to 5.
And
we'll be there all day, and we have, again, the Pocomoke Native people, Indian Nation. We have Lenape Mantito. They're from Delaware. We have the Nanticoke, Milford, represented. Naze Wawash, Band of Indians from Dorchester County. So we have a lot going on. We'll have a special display in the house of unusual artifacts, including pottery.
Very cool.
Vice President of the Nanticoke Historic Preservation Alliance, Midge Ingersoll, thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much for having us. Appreciate it.